is on bail. Bail is an article of good faith donated by the Constitution. It derives from the laws of God. God gave man in the Garden of Eden liberty. And the Constitution did not donate this right. The Constitution only reinforces the right, which is the law of God himself. No man, and I repeat, should be held in prison custody for demanding and asking for what is right, proper, and just. As we speak today, the landing price of fuel is 1,155 naira, which is even above what the country is charging today. These are part of the grievances of the Nigerian citizens, which they are asking for, that governance be better. We're happy the court has granted a bill. We will perfect the bill conditions, and we will move from there and come for the trial on the 27th for the state to prove its case. But we also demanded that the body of evidence, the allegations that have been laid against the defendants, there is no scintilla of evidence before the court to prove those charges. We have demanded that the state should have the temerity and the balls to present this evidence in court on that day and furnish it to us ahead of time so we can adequately prepare for their defense. But God willing, liberty is sure for Nigerians.
What I have to say is that the government should go and focus on more serious things. You should go and arrest Yabelo. Yabelo is currently above the law. Why are we here? Why are we even here? Let's get serious. 80-something people were killed in Yobe by terrorists. The government is not angry. The government is angry with protesters. 30-something people were just killed in Niger 2 days or 3 days ago. The government is not angry. The government is arresting protesters. How can you say protest is a crime and you even charge people therewith? It doesn't make any sense that we are even here in the first place. So I will not comment on the propriety or otherwise of what's already before the court. However, I enjoin the Nigerian government to get serious. Stop arresting labor leaders. Stop arresting protesters. Stop going after journalists. Focus on tackling insecurity in the country. Go and arrest Yabelo. Why are you scared of Yabelo? You understand? After all, Yabelo is disregarding and disrespecting the court. The court has ordered for his arrest, but the government is afraid. The government is afraid to arrest Yabelo. But the government is angry with protesters. What kind of a country is this? And finally, I want to sincerely appeal to the citizens that citizens must rise up and protest. Protest is a constitutional right. Don't be scared. All these things they are trying to make people scared so that people will not come and protest. Look at how can fuel be more expensive in Nigeria than even mineral. We have the crude. The crude is here. Fuel should be cheaper than pure water. But we have the crude. Bad leadership is our problem. The governor stealing our money is our problem. If they cannot go after Yabelo, why are they arresting and parading protesters? Thank you.
I'm very much comfortable. First, let me sincerely appreciate the kind ruling of my Lord. Bail has been granted to the like sum of 10 million naira. And with the production, 10 million naira, with the production of a shorty, one shorty to each of the defendants. With their they will deposit their international passport and their recent passport and their NIN, that is National Identification ID card. I think that's all.
The incarceration of protesters is a stain on the collective consciousness of Nigerians. The problem of this country are not the people protesting. The subject of the protest is what the government should rather focus on, to arraign people and prosecute them for expressing their fundamental rights, a right that was given to them by God, to complain about the problems that they are experiencing as a nation. It is an aberration on the justice system of a country like Nigeria that other African countries should be looking up to. The world is watching us, and we expect that this court use this case to redeem its image and communicate to the Nigerian people that there is still justice for Nigerians in their own country. Thank you.
Name and your organization.
Okay. My name is A.A. Askira. I watch brief for Citizens Liberty Committee of the Nigerian Bar Association. We have seen the ruling of the court. For the first time, we have seen justice because everybody is happy in the court. From the defendants, the prosecutors, the defense counsel, all are happy. This is what we expect from the Nigerian court, justice, not judgment. Today, this ruling says that Nigerian judiciaries are good to go. Thank you so much.
You know, these defendants were arraigned last week, and the matter was adjourned today for they moved oral application for their bail, and the matter was adjourned today for ruling. So, and the court, in its wisdom, has ruled, granting them bail with conditions. So, the matter has been adjourned for trial. I'm coming. The matter has been adjourned for trial. So, while the matter was adjourned for trial, the counsel to the defendant raised an issue that there are some other defendants who have been remanded in custody, and that is not connected or not charged along with this case. So the issue of those defendants who have been separately remanded by the order of the court on a separate application, different from this one, can never be joined with this one. This ruling was based on the application that was moved in respect of this matter before the court. So the court is only the bail granted is only limited to this case and not to any other case. So that is the clarification we need to make. There are two separate matters here. There are two separate charges with separate numbers. So granting bail in one cannot apply to another one. So that is what we want the council to understand. That's what we are trying to also make him understand. That whatever condition given in this application cannot apply to any other case. So that is what. So the matter has been adjourned today until 27th of this month, and the court also granted accelerated hearing. That is what.
But ẹni tá a rí pé tó ti pa fóònù tá a mọ iná náà tú ẹ mo dẹ̀ sọ pé káwọn ọlọ́pàá ṣe best infestation ní orí ẹ ẹni tó bá ṣe ọlọ́pàá ṣe kí ni àfọwọ́ òfin mu ìkọ́tẹ́mi yìí mọ̀ pé nìyẹn. But ẹni tá a rí pé tó ti pa fóònù tá a mọ iná náà tú ẹ mo dẹ̀ sọ pé káwọn ọlọ́pàá ṣe best infestation ní orí ẹ ẹni tó bá ṣe ọlọ́pàá ṣe kí ni àfọwọ́ òfin mu ìkọ́tẹ́mi yìí mọ̀ pé nìyẹn.
Nigeria. I know, did you observe that? They are colonial wigs. Very nonsense people, or very nonsensical people. Why are they still wearing that wig? So that they can be like their colonial masters and continue the tradition, right? The tradition of the state versus the state versus. Yeah. They've been granted bail, but there are still many others whose cases have not even popped up. I'm talking about hundreds of others who are languishing in different prison cells across Nigeria. All because they complained that they are hungry. They were hungry. We are hungry. Oh. The cost of living crisis has swallowed so many up. For those who are still alive and still have this, have the strength of shouting, I'm hungry, being power. You shout, you go to jail. Being power, you go to jail. That is what Nigeria is right now. Somewhere in Lagos, we have those who are supposed to be the family members, members of the public, demanding the release of those whose cases have not even been presented to any courts as we speak. This happened.
Part of today's action. Briefly, today's action has been called by several civil society organizations and people of good conscience to demand the release of protesters who are languishing in police and prison custody because they came out alongside thousands of other Nigerians last month to demand an end to bad governance, to demand an end to neoliberal policies of fuel price hike and increase in electricity tariff, to demand an end to the condition of hunger and poverty in the midst of abundance that the Tinubu regime, alongside with other governments before him, have imposed on our lives. We are here today, 11th of September 2024, Wednesday, at the office of the National Human Rights Commission to submit a petition highlighting our grievances, highlighting the attacks on democratic rights by the Tinubu government, highlighting the fact that those protesters who are in prison today, who are on trial today, have done nothing wrong. As you also know, today is the day that these protesters, Adaramoye Michael Lenny, Osio Sodiq, Daniel, not Daniel, Angel, Innocent, and others will be reappearing at the Federal High Court, FCT Abuja, where a ruling will be given on their bail application. On September 2nd, they were arraigned in court on charges of treason, of mutiny, of plotting to overthrow the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Those charges, if they are found guilty, carries the maximum penalty of a death sentence. That is to tell you what those young people are facing today. The Tinubu regime is asking for their life just because they dared to complain about the condition of hunger and hardship we are all facing. So while we are here today in Lagos State, it's in solidarity with them. Because even though we cannot go to Abuja, but we are also sure that there are many of our people in Abuja who are also going to be doing something similar as we are doing right here at the Federal High Court. But those of us in Lagos feel that we cannot sleep at our homes. We cannot go to work on this particular day as if the country is okay. We have to come out here in solidarity with these young Nigerians who are on trial, because they dare to speak for all of us. As they say, an injury to one is an injury to all. So what we are here to do, therefore, is to present a public petition to the National Human Rights Commission, which has a main mandate to investigate matters of human rights violation, to correct any government that is going against international norms, especially the treaties and obligations that Nigeria is a party or is a signatory to, either at the African level or at the international level. So this is more or less like a wake-up call on the National Human Rights Commission. We are sure that the National Human Rights Commission itself is not oblivious of what we are saying. A few weeks ago, after the August 1 to 10 protest, the National Human Rights Commission itself issued a statement highlighting the fact that over 1,200 Nigerians were arrested, on contrived and false charges. So, but what we are here to say is that it's not enough for the Human Rights Commission to simply say this, while this grievous attack on democratic rights continues on a daily basis. Just last week, one of our comrades in Abuja, Daniel Akande, was picked up at the church premises. The police and DSS invaded his church. They first cornered his pastor, and threatened him and said that one of their church members is a murderer. And on that basis, they were able to get entry to the church premises. And they attacked himself and his wife, dragged them out like animals. Right now, they are being at the detention facility of the IMT over the past 1 week. They have not been charged, neither is anything being said about what exactly the state has against them. But we are also hearing information that many other people have equally,
been kidnapped. That's the word. So Tinubu arrested protesters and charge them with treason. And if they are found guilty, they will be killed. You might have been seeing a lot of people who once claimed that Tinubu, a Democrat, is coming to fix and change Nigeria. And they fought tooth and nail with everyone that told them it's a scam, it's a lie. Somebody who compromised institutions to gain power is never going to use it for you. You did not elect him. You will suffer in his hands, right? And a year and a half later, 15 months after, even those who shouted, I want to come, are beginning to, or have already started crying. Enikon, no more. Being power, we are hungry. But you might have seen a lot of them recently renouncing their support for Tinubu. Let me remind you of something too, okay? Majority of those who supported the Tinubu to carry out this electoral haste, the destruction of institutions to gain power, majority of them crying today. They are not crying because they have any regrets. I can say this to you for free. And I beg of you to please take this old truth. Most of Tinubu's supporters, online and offline, claiming to be regretting their support for him. They are not regretting because Nigeria has gone to the dogs. Majority of them are regretting because, not regretting, they are screaming because this is not what they expected. I am talking about those who you might think, now that they say they don't, they regretted supporting Tinubu, and you might think it's because they love Nigeria. Nobody loves Nigeria. Don't ever be deceived again in your life, right? None of these guys care about Nigeria. They're just so disappointed that their permutation and expectation was that they would be favored. Somehow they deserved to be favored. They pushed tribal bigotry, religious, divisive bigotry, all kinds of divisive rhetorics to make sure that they legitimize illegitimate drug dealer as your president. They will do it again if they are given another chance. And I just thought I should say that before. Some of you will say, oh, for example, if you come across any of them online or even offline, and you are discussing with them and say, oh, man, Tinubu, they are actually those who are crying mostly right now, right? And sometimes when you see them, you might think, oh, they are regretting. Look at them. Oh, I feel sorry for they are claiming to be hungry. Some of them are even cursing Tinubu. And to you, man, these people are regretful now. If any chance come, they will deal with Tinubu. Please don't be that naive. None of these guys, anyone you see around Tinubu, as selfish, as self-centered as they are, has any genuine regrets whatsoever. They will do it again. Yes. They will attack you again if they call for another election. Even as much as a lot of them are suffering right now, call for an election next month in October. You will be surprised that the same hungry people, they will brush up their tribal armor and put them on, and they will kick off their tribal bigotry, religious fanaticism, and every other threat. They will do it again. And that's why you shouldn't be, by any means, get carried away. If you see anybody where they complain right now, and you know they are Tinubu or APC supporter, I beg of you, do not fall into their scam. If they are dying, I beg of you, let them die. And this is not because you are heartless, okay? No. These are people who brought this upon you. Their actions and inactions have destroyed lives, have destroyed businesses, they have destroyed families, and they will do it again without blinking. If you see any northerner that supports APC, and somehow you think, oh, they are regretting because Tinubu is showing them shege. Please don't be that naive. I don't want to say don't be that stupid. Or maybe I should just say that. Please don't be that stupid to think anyone at all that has any sort of a flair for APC, somehow, because of this shege, because of this hardship, because of this failure, they have learned their lesson. Don't be that stupid. These are people that will continue to do the same thing again and again. They will cry again and again. And you will always be their direct beneficiary of their actions. So most of them have got nothing to lose. You've got a lot to lose. A lot that these criminals will take from you. How about you kind of keep your sympathy to yourself? How about you learn how to keep grudges? I've seen some of them on social media coming about and say, I regret. Man, I need to go. We need to join hands together and remove this government. They still will never. The bigots, they're always going to still hate the Igbos. If you are an Igbo person, and somehow you don't catch feelings, I just feel sorry for them. I know that they are, you are just a disaster waiting to happen. You are going to be destroyed by their greed and selfishness, self-centeredness and short-sightedness. Do not pity anybody that tells you they are repentant APC or repentant Ronuku or Ronu Nazi. If you see any Ronu Nazi, that is what Yoruba call Tonpokakaiku AB Ejekoku. Do you understand? Look away, please. They are the enablers of these guys. They drive. What drives them is the politicized hatred, which the criminals like Tifnumbu and gang have milked and used. Whatever they are going through right now, whatever you are going through right now, they are the architect of it. You see, those who will tell you, I don't understand why people will be making enmity of politics. Politics is just like it. Everybody have their own political choice. I can never be enemy of anybody because of their political choice. You are just stupid. Seriously, you are just a dafty. No, we have a way we call it in Scotland. A dafty. That's who you are. If you believe that politics should not separate you and your family. Politics can never come between me and my friends. Who told you you are friends? Anybody supporting APC, even by any tiny little thing, have you not seen it that people who have businesses, people who have things to lose, who saw through the charade, who saw through the emptiness of Tifnumbu, they didn't care. Educated people didn't care. Tifnumbu, a kleptomaniac. APC, a destructive vehicle that has destroyed Nigeria beyond recognition. Somebody is now telling you, politics can never come between me and my friends. You are just a dafty. You will die from the consequences of your foolishness. It's just that the death is going to be slow. If it comes faster, lucky you. You may not know what God is doing, for what God will do for you if your death and your destruction comes quickly, and then you're gone. A lot of people are dying slowly. They are having deteriorating health as we speak. And those who brought this upon you, they will do it again, again, and again. Then they will turn around. Don't judge me because of my political choice. You are just being immature. You need to grow up. Politics is like everybody have their own choice. Of course, everyone has their own choice. But when people keep making choices that destroys your hard work, the values, your own sweat, people are working and they are slaving. Then look at those who actually have nothing because of the policies of these criminals. Learn how to keep your grudges or you will die from your foolishness. I promise you. You see a lot of them today. This government has to do something. How can we be buying a liter of petroleum? How can I be buying a petrol for 1,300? What is all this nonsense? Ashiwaju, this is not what we voted for. I regret voting for They have no regrets. The reason why they are crying is because they never thought that those of them who stood with a call, that they will also be so affected and nobody will even care about them. Nobody gives a damn about you. Learn how to keep your grudges. Keep it to the end. If you see something you want to share, you should look out for other victims. If you see any Tifnumbu supporter, any member of your family, friends, neighbor, anyone that once told you, it is not the fault of Tifnumbu that Nigeria is going down, and you are telling yourself, I can never let politics divide me and my friend, you will die.